let's just say hypothetically, the end goal is finishing your book, right?
Yeah.
But you've got a wall trying to get a higher position in your IT space. You've got the podcast, let's say, your personal life. Let's say, let's say even if you're studying for another test or, dating, all those things are obstacles, right? We life is an obstacle that you only can climb over one wall at a time, right?
But I'm a very greedy man.
You're a greedy man.
I want everything.
you're trying to climb a mountain instead of climbing over that wall, right? And now we're looking at it like, instead of saying, man, this book is coming out at this date, it's like, man, still working on the book, trying to get through that's work, man. That's energy. And you're dividing, we as people, we're dividing our energy into different spaces, into different pockets, when everything is getting done equally, but nothing's getting done at all. Right? Everything is just kind of coasting, right? And that's something I've got to learn. You know what I mean? That's something that, I've learned to say when something's presented in front of me, like, okay, I got to finish this before I can get to that, right? Because just think about it. What's the rush? What's the, you know what I'm saying? What's the, if you get, have you had, we'll speak about the book thing. And I know I'm not the host of Ecko Chamber, but, we'll think about the book thing. What's the plan after writing the book? And then, do you feel like you have the resources? You talk to people to say, hey, I got this book. I see you've written a book, what's the next step? But how can you do that when, you're trying to accomplish something in IT? How can you do that when, you're trying to climb over obstacles within your personal life? Even the podcast is working energy, right? And then you have your short, medium, and long-term goals you're trying to do for yourself, right? So, and that's kind of, I guess it goes back to you saying, asking me, what do I do? Is that sometimes, man, you just got to be like, it'll come. And then the beauty of it is that it's a part of your journey. And when it's a part of your journey, what do people do? They relate to a journey. They relate to the progress. They relate to how you got there. They look at you as like, wow, man. Like the way you're speaking now is like, man, I can't get it. There are millions of other people out there thinking the same thing, including myself, including you. And look at it as a way of, man, you're climbing that ladder. Each step you're taking is something you've accomplished. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about how long it takes, right? So what's the rush?
And I think that goes back to what you said about, about learning to walk before you run, right? Learning to crawl before you walk, and taking everything one step at a time.
And in fact, you've told me that a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
We've had our conversations.
We'll take everybody's advice except our own, which is something I'm